We head to bottom one from Neiman Robinson Field. Ivy League softball on ESPN+. And Rachel McCarroll, the senior, takes the rubber for Dartmouth. And Devin, she was big in game two. That senior leadership was on full display.
That she was. 3 2/3 inning, only 2 earned runs. And she came in with that energy, too, that I think affected not only the game, but also her teammates to allow them to maybe flourish offensively and have a little bit more confidence on defense, too.
Jen Williams, head coach for Dartmouth, gives her the ball in the rubber match. The freshman Addison Presley leads things off, reached base 4 times, was an on-base machine in the doubleheader yesterday, and already flashed a leather in center field in top 1. The engine of this lineup, according to Coach Farlow, when Presley's on, what's been behind her with Ella Harrod and Emma Harshberger, 2 of the hottest hitters in the Ivy. And Presley ahead early on for good reason.
But also that youth, too. We talked about it yesterday, but yeah, Presley, Harshberger, and Kai, 3 freshmen in your top 5 of your lineup. Bringing a lot of energy.
And all hitting well over 300. 4-pitch walk for Presley. First base, the walks have been our go-to, and we mentioned it in the top half of the first. What killed Dartmouth yesterday was the free pass. That kept Cornell in the game and kept them around.
And Coach, in our conversation earlier, Dartmouth Jen Williams, she mentioned how it was those little things that led to their downfall in that start of the season, right? You saw 6 straight losses, Purdue, NC State, Purdue, FAU, Villanova, and Ohio.
Tough stretch.
Tough stretch, tough competition, but also you're hoping for at least a win or 2 in there, and you didn't get it. Coach Williams extended the reason to those little things, and we saw that was really what led to their downfall in game 1. So fixing the things that are probably the easiest to fix will lead to much more success for the Big Green.
Here's the junior Ella Harrod playing shortstop. A double and 3 RBIs yesterday in the first 2 games against the Big Green. Snap throw to first, Presley back. Presley was thrown out yesterday on a similar play, kind of got caught between first and second. And Beauvais, the freshman catcher, showing a lot of stability. 3 straight games she'll catch for Dartmouth. McCarroll pitched 3 2/3, just 2 earned runs and 3 punch-outs in game 2 yesterday. Came off the bench, out of the bullpen, and her energy was on full display after Kirby and it was Anna Marie Fagan. Really tough outings on their end.
Yeah, Fagan was deep in that 4th inning with the bases loaded. And McCarroll comes into the game and gets back-to-back strikeouts and kind of just exclaims with energy right as she does it. It really shut down the Big Red. It was one of 2 innings that game where Cornell had the bases loaded and could not do anything with it.
And we talked so much about youth on yesterday's broadcast, but the seniors need their flowers. McCarroll, one of the few that you'll see this afternoon. 3-2, nobody out to Harrod. Chops one down the line, just foul. In game 2, Dartmouth went up early with 3 runs in the first. Cornell came back and answered, and it seems like Dartmouth has been in the driver's seat, but Cornell's been able to respond every inning, and that's what we saw to be true in the first 2 games yesterday.
It's almost like time of possession in football where
Good point.
Dartmouth controlled it for 45 of the 60. Cornell had that 15 that maybe was the difference that led to them being so good.
Presley, the stolen base, picks up her 6th white bag, and Harrod kind of just lost there on the heater. And here is Harshberger, another big first year that we just talked about, who's been stepping up in a big way. Struggled yesterday, though, 1 for 5 with an RBI. Cornell 2-3 in Ivy play, have not won a series since 2023, and would be big to take down a team that's picked to finish 4th in the Ivy in Dartmouth and one of the cleanest playing teams in the whole Ancient 8.
Yeah, best defense in all of the Ivy League a year ago. They have such a strong pitching staff. For Cornell to come out here and show how good their offense is puts the league on notice for sure. And Coach Jen Williams, talking about Cornell, understands that they've had that improvement from a season ago. So you look to see how much that improvement will be. Dartmouth right now third in the Ivy at 4-1.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Harshberger holds off. 19th start of her freshman season. Conference Player of the Year 3 times and a team captain in Quincy, Illinois. Hitting .356. Top 2 on this Cornell lineup. One-two, drives it, deep left field. Panu can only look at it. Skyscraper over the scoreboard. Her second home run gives Cornell a 2-1 lead.
They're here to play, Cam. Look at that, an offensive awakening against a pitcher in McCarroll they could not find much success off yesterday. They are setting the tone, and what a rocket. That thing was blasted.
Well over that scoreboard in left field. Cornell needed it, and just like Game 2 yesterday, Dartmouth awakens the top offense in the Ivy League. Second career home run for Harshberger, and after a 1-for-5 day yesterday, 1-for-1 to start in Game 3.
That distance doesn't tell you it was only your second
No.
career.
Got a hold of it on a 2-strike pitch. Here's Lauren Holt, the backstop, hitting .347. Team leader in home runs at 5. Sends one. Is it number 6? You bet. Holt jotes one over the wall. And it's 3-1 Cornell on an explosion in bottom 1.
And this is a point for Dartmouth now where they're going to have to raise a question on their pitching. As we see the bullpen getting active, Isabel Kirby getting ready. Right-hander first year is potentially going to come in this game very soon.
Kirby went 1 1/3 with the start in Game 2 yesterday. 4 hits, 4 earned, 3 walks, and a punch-out. Jogged back to the dugout, now back in the bullpen is Kirby. And Jen Williams talks to Rachel McCarroll. Kind of similar to the conversation we had about Fiordalisi on the Cornell side. Good pitches in the zone, but 2 mistakes, 2 pitches. Cornell now using the home run as their best friend. It was Dartmouth's friend yesterday, but now an enemy.
We only saw 1 home run come from it. The Big Red yesterday against McCarroll. That was bottom 5, so not something very typical in an intimate conversation, it seems, in the circle right there between Coach Williams and McCarroll, just getting her headspace back to a point of strength. But this Cornell offense, they can just light it up so fast.
They've been an explosion-type offense, but what's been killer is can the pitching keep Dartmouth out of this game? Here's Sharkai. .360 hitter, 18 ribbies. Just 1 for 7 yesterday. Had a sac fly in Game 2 that was crucial that put Cornell down by 1. Kai in the alley. Cornell's 3rd hit. This one not the long ball, but keeps them going with 1 down.
That's all you need, finding strength in contact and telling the bottom half of your lineup, hey, we can hit off McCarroll. They're going to come up here with confidence and look to not just make it a 3-run inning, but maybe even more.
There are some stats on Kirby if she does come into this game. Kirby, one of the best pitchers in this conference as a freshman, and Cornell getting on the senior in McCarroll. Emma Antich, she's on the base paths. 4 consecutive hits for Big Red. And now it's the question, how much longer does McCarroll go and having to fight off a long bottom 1? Jen Williams comes out of the dugout, Isabel Kirby out of the bullpen, and McCarroll, her afternoon, comes to a very early close. Cornell, a 3-1 lead, 2 home runs, Harshberger and Holt leave the yard, and it's all Big Red early from Needham Robinson Field.